Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Ellen Bradley Ganus, and I am an Isagenix millionaire. And I am here today to share with you the secret of how I built my business. See, I don't have any network marketing background, so I didn't have knowledge and education and all that stuff that professionals come in with. But I'll tell you one thing I did have. What I had is a powerful product experience. And what I discovered and what I then believed is that we had something that everybody needed. And once I realized that, and then I took a look at the compensation plan, I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to do this. I must figure out how to do this because opportunity is knocking, and I want to take full advantage of it. So it's a very, very simple thing that you have to do, and it's free. How cool is that? It doesn't cost you a penny. All it is to remember what happened to you when you got on this product. So you get on the product, and somebody is coaching you, right? And you're starting to feel good, and you're sleeping better, and some of you have inches that are melting away, and others have muscle that you're building. Whatever it is that's going on for you, that becomes your story. See, Isagenix is a part of your life, and your story is a part of your life. And you go out there and you share it. And this becomes just the fabric of who you are and what you talk about. And it's very natural that you would want to share with people something good that has happened to you. So what's your 30-second story? What happened when you used this product? Because that's the beginning and that's the real easy part. So get back with your coach. Figure out what it is exactly, pinpoint the very specific details of what happened to you on this program, and formulate it into a 30-second type story. And I'm going to give you a chance later to go practice it and to take your pen and write it down. But for right now, I just want you to be thinking about, where were you before Isagenix? What was your life like? How did you feel? What were your energy levels like? Because I'll tell you what, I know that once you get this product in your body, there's major transformation. And that's what we want. We want to know the before and the after. We want you to have the photographs. We want you to develop the story. We want you to be willing to share it with everybody. That is the 30-second story. Now, when you take this out on the street and you have that story, how easy is it just to tell somebody, I'm so excited. You're not going to believe what has happened to me. I dropped some weight. I have more energy. I'm feeling terrific. That's actually just the basis of all of this. Now, there's a lot of different stories, and there's a lot of different transformations. Some of them do pertain to health and to weight loss or to weight gain, like we're talking about. And for others, as they travel this journey that we call Isagenix, there's also a transformation of wealth. And that one is a really important one, too. So now that I have been in Isagenix for a while and I've actually been able to achieve some success financially, it's so exciting for me to get out there and to tell my friends, gosh, you know what? Stop waiting tables. Take ownership of your life. Because guess what? I've actually set my family free financially. And that's amazing. And it's really possible. You just have to learn the steps on how to do it. So there are stories that might relate to wealth. There are stories that might relate to health. And you know the real trick for me? The real trick is when you go out there and you make a connection with someone. You smile, you share a glance, you say hello, how are you? Nice weather we're having. Long bank line we've got here. Whatever it is, wherever you are, right? You open up, you connect with someone, you have this human experience. Well, that's when you first develop a connection that leads to a trust just even in the conversation that you're having. And that then allows you to share what's going on. But here's the key, and this is what's important. You have to listen. When you go out there and you're meeting people, you have to listen because there are clues in every conversation that you're having. There are clues. People are telling you all the time what they need. But you have to really listen with a very particular set of ears. So when I go to a party, for example, it's so much fun. I kind of will sit in the back, and there's a lot of different conversations going on. And I just tune in, and I listen to the different conversations, the sea of conversations around me. And as I'm listening, I find the ones that I think are most exciting, that I want to get into, where I'll be able to share a part of Isogenics that will make sense. So if I'm at a party, and a lot of times I'm hanging out with moms and kids, because I've got 2 young kids, right? So we'll be at a party, a lot of the conversation is, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I mean, even when my kids go to school, I don't even have the energy to do anything that I want. I'd love to go to the gym. I'd love to go shopping. I'd love to have some social time with my friends, and I just find myself too tired. And you know what I say to them? I say to them, I say to them, you know what? I used to be tired a lot, because I really was. That's part of my true story. And for me, Isogenics transformed my energy levels, because they used to go up, and then they used to go way down. And they used to go up, and they used to go down, because there was a little bit of caffeine, a whole lot of sugar, and the combination was this kind of an energy pattern. So I'll say, you know what? You should try these amazing shakes. I take this shake every morning, and it takes 3 minutes to make. I put it in my blender, ice, the whole thing, and I take the shake, and literally it just ignites my energy system all day. And what do you think they say? Really? Well, does it taste good? And of course it does. I said, what do you like, chocolate or vanilla? Sometimes I'll even say, why don't you come over, I'll make you one. And I've got this whole great setup at my house. We've got this chain drink place called Jamba Juice. Everybody says, Ellen's got a Jamba Juice store at her house. And I get the shakes going, and I make the ice, and I put the powder, and we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of different ways to connect, to bring people in, to share the story. But what I'm trying to share with you is you have to use a part of your experience. And with that experience that you're willing to share, you have to go out there and listen. Then when you're listening, you're going to find just the right thing to say that's going to make perfect sense to that person. So we have to fulfill the need of whoever it is we are listening to. And you know what's so great about Isogenics? It's not a false sales pitch. It's not a fake story. How many of you guys really believe that we have the solution to so many different things? We do. There, you right there. You know what I'm talking about. So honestly, we have a way for people to have more of a sustainable energy, to feel better, to look better, and a whole bunch of other things. And when you really believe that, it gives you even that extra confidence to be able to share that 30-second story. So check in with yourself. How strong is your belief? How interesting is your story? How comfortable are you as a result of believing and having an interesting story? How comfortable are you in sharing it with people? Are you listening? Are you out there making friends, or are you going out into the world thinking, I'm going to be a salesman? Because you know what? The salesmen don't make it in our company. It's the real people that choose to make a difference in their life. And with that choice and experience, they decide that they want to make a difference in someone else's life. So the 30-second story is a very, very powerful tool to use. Now, what would happen if you went somewhere and there's a bunch of businessmen sitting around talking about the economy and how the sky is falling, Chicken Little? Because some of those conversations go around too. And you've got some people with a home risking foreclosure. Or you have somebody struggling in waiting tables and making $2.50 an hour. Well, these are conversations that I really believe I have a solution to as well. So when I'm listening, I listen to see where people are at. What are they ready for? Are they people that have big dreams? Are they people that would like to invite prosperity into their life? Or are they people that live with lack, that would never be open to any opportunity that I'd be willing to share? I think that one of the mistakes a lot of people make and then become discouraged, I think a lot of the mistakes that people make center around trying to put their agenda on somebody else without really listening. And they end up falling on deaf ears, and then they feel like they failed. So let's avoid that scenario. When we listen, also try to pick up the vibe on how somebody is really feeling and if they want to make a change. So if somebody is struggling at a job and they're very unhappy and they're not earning what they want to be earning, if I'm listening to that conversation, would you like to hear what I would say? Okay. The guy back there wants to hear, so I'm going to tell you anyway. What I would say is, are you really ready to leave this job behind? Would you really be willing and open to embracing a new opportunity? Because I'll tell you what, if the answer is yes, I have something very exciting that I'd like to share with you. So they say yes, and they want to know what I'm going to share. So what I say is, I started taking these shakes. I started cleansing, doing this nutritional thing. It was very easy, tasted delicious, and I started feeling great. In fact, I started feeling so great that I told some of my close friends and my family about this, and then you know what happened? They started feeling great. And here I had a whole bunch of people that I started talking to, and all of a sudden, a few months later, I had a whole new stream of income. And today, I am earning residual income that I never, ever could have imagined. And it's just mind-blowing to me. So when I listen to you talk about this job that you're unhappy with and that you want to make a change, I can totally offer you something that will change your life, but only if you're ready. So are you ready? Okay. I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to go home. I want you to go to the Wealth Revolution video online. I'm going to give you all this information. And tonight at 7 o'clock, is that a good time for you? I'm going to call you. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to start a transformation, okay? Are you ready to get healthy too? Because that's part of it. Not just wealthy. You got to do both. So that's just an example of one way of listening and sharing. And in that case, it happened to be the business. But I listen this way all the time. I have so much fun. It's really fun. But you've got to practice, and you're going to make mistakes. Oh, my gosh, you guys should have seen me. My first year. So you think you're having problems in your first month? My first year, I stood out front of stores. And I was just trying to tag people down and talk to them. And they just thought I was a crazy person. I was kind of acting like one. The point is I made a lot of mistakes. I fell down a lot. But then I got more comfortable and more comfortable as I tried different things. So you want to make sure that you have a variety of stories. And how do you get a variety of stories if all you have is one? By talking to other people in the company. See, when I first started out, I didn't have a financial story. I had my experience with the product, but I didn't have a financial story. So I borrowed the financial story of a friend. And I said, I had this amazing experience using this product, and I have a friend that also had a great experience, and now he has this whole business, and he's really earning good money, and he's mentoring me, and I'm excited for this journey because I really want to make a change. So I borrowed stories in that way until I had them, and now I have those stories. You guys can use my story. I saw this crazy lady on the stage talking about a 30-second story, and she's a millionaire in isogenics. Oh, my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. Guess what? You got to try this stuff. Okay. So the point is it's really easy, whether it's your story, somebody else's story, it doesn't matter. So I am ready to send you off to get to work. Are you ready? I want you to find a piece of paper, grab a pen, and I want you to start thinking about what was your transformation? What happened to you when you had your first shake? What are the highlights of your 9 days or your 30 days or your 6 months? Get it all concise. Practice it. You have to go in front of a mirror. I know it can be kind of scary, and you can feel real silly, and you sometimes look silly, but you got to go through that in order to perfect it and get comfortable and go out there. So I want you to write the story. I want you to spend some time, put on some quiet music if you want, and really get in touch from a heart space of what isogenics has meant to you and how it's transformed your life. And once you've written it down, start saying it out loud. Get in front of that mirror. Watch yourself. Does your mouth turn up? You'll start to get rid of all those nervous quirks. And then what you'll do is you'll call a few friends and say, hey, I got to practice this because what I'm telling you is true, but I don't know if it's going to sound true because I'm a little bit nervous. Would it be okay if I just share this story with you? And just practice. Do it in friends in person. Do it on the telephone. All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to grab a pen. You're going to write your story. Call your sponsor if you've forgotten. Have them remind you of what happened to you in this, right? Go into the bathroom or where you've got a mirror. Practice, practice, practice out loud, watching your facial expressions. Get on the phone. Call people to practice. See what they think. And if you do this, and you do this consistently every day, it's going to be the easiest thing. I carry my stories in all my pockets. And I go out there and I'm really social. I meet tons of people every day. When everybody asks me, how do you do it? This is what I do most, is I just tell my story. I tell my story at home parties. I tell my story at the park. I tell my story at restaurants. And once I've told my story, once I've made the connection, I always get a telephone number, an email. I make an appointment. I give them a tool. And as they say, the rest is history. So come on and join me. Create your history in Isogenics and become the next millionaire with all of us. Thanks, you guys. Bye.